Maria Kovalchuk, a young model, mysteriously disappeared in Dubai. She was found 10 days later in deplorable conditions. If you're familiar with criminal cases, you've likely seen countless stories about the dark world of human trafficking. The victims, most of whom are young and beautiful women, are lured by irresistible financial offers. There are also kidnapping cases where the victim has no choice and, once taken, is transported to a remote location and subjected to horrific things. This kind of thing happens in virtually every country, and usually, the people behind it are very rich and powerful. In today's video, I'll cover one of these cases, one that happened recently, and authorities suspect that powerful individuals are behind it all. On March 9, 2025, Maria Kovalchuk disappeared without a trace. The last news her family and friends received was that she had been invited to a party at a hotel in Dubai. Maria reportedly told her family and friends that two men had invited her to the party and that they were representatives of a company linked to the modeling industry. On March 11th, she missed a scheduled flight to Thailand, which had never happened before. Maria's closest contacts tried reaching out to her, but without success. They then decided to go to the authorities to report the disappearance of the young Ukrainian woman. The following days were filled with anguish for her family and friends, especially for Anna Kovalchuk, Maria's mother. According to Anna, her daughter had never disappeared like this, which made her fear the worst, even though she didn't want to think that way. Anna also said that Maria used to travel frequently and had visited many countries, but she had never been unreachable for more than a day. Anna stated that her daughter had no enemies, never harmed anyone, and just wanted to enjoy life like any young woman her age. On March 19th, drivers found a woman severely injured at the side of a road in Dubai, without a passport, phone, or any documents. She was covered in blood, with severe fractures in her arms, legs, and spine, along with other serious injuries. The woman was hospitalized in critical condition, unable to speak, with injuries that included a broken spine and multiple fractures in her limbs. Initial reports indicated that despite her critical condition, she was fighting for her life. She was later identified as Maria Kovalchuk, the 20-year-old Ukrainian woman who had been missing for 10 days. Maria had to undergo numerous surgeries due to the severity of her injuries. According to Angelina Doroshenko, a friend of the young woman, by early April, Maria had undergone at least 4 surgeries. Angelina stated that the most recent surgery was successful, but 2 more complex operations were still needed for her friend's recovery. Maria's mother, Anna Kovalchuk, said in an interview that after the surgeries, her daughter's condition changed from critical to stable, and she believed everything would be fine with time. Anna mentioned that although her daughter's health had improved, she was still unable to communicate, but according to the doctors, this would be possible soon. Upon learning about the case, the authorities in Dubai launched an investigation. There were many questions in the air. What happened to Maria? Was it an accident? Or something much more sinister? Who would be responsible for that? To better understand everything that happened, we need to first grasp the full context of this story. Let's start with Maria Kovalchuk, who she is and how she ended up in Dubai, between life and death. Maria Kovalchuk was born in Lviv, a city in Ukraine that before the war had a population of over 700,000. Maria is known for her work as a model and also as an adult content creator for Plus 18 platforms. On her social media, she refers to herself as an activist against the war in Ukraine and supported causes like the liberation of Russian sociologist Boris Kagarlitsky, who is imprisoned. Her friends describe her as ambitious and independent, always on the lookout for opportunities in the fashion world. In March 2025, Maria traveled to Dubai, a city famous for its luxury and the opportunities it offers in the fashion industry. But what seemed like a great opportunity turned into a nightmare. Maria traveled to Dubai with a friend, a 31-year-old Russian woman named Angelina Doroshenkova, who also works as a model. On March 9th, Maria told her mother and friends that she was going to a party with 2 men who introduced themselves as representatives of the fashion industry. Her mother said that Maria was very excited about the invitation, as it would give her great opportunities. Also, Maria was planning to have a lot of fun in Dubai. Speaking of fun, Before we continue with today's case, I want to quickly show you an interesting game that's supporting this video and that you might find really worth checking out. If you think slots are all about fruits and number 7, forget it. Today I want to introduce you to a game that will take you beyond the typical slot machines. Meet Scatter Slots, the best free casino app out there. With over 10 million players, it blends the thrill of Las Vegas with a dark fantasy world. It's a casino slots game for adults, featuring amazing characters and a soundtrack worthy of a movie. Seriously, it's nothing like anything you've played before. In Scatter Slots, you can spin over 200 different themed machines, unlock missions in the Journey mode, or play freely in the Free mode. There are tournaments to compete with other players, hourly bonuses, huge jackpots, and jaw-dropping graphics. You can also play online and offline, perfect for killing time on the road, on a plane, anywhere. And the best part? When you download, you get 12 million coins for free. No tricks. Download it and you win. Scatter Slots is hands down the best free casino app out there, no kidding. Want to experience this adventure? Here's what you do. Download Scatter Slots right now through my link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen. It's free and you start with 12 million coins. Let's spin and win. Thank you so much, Scatter Slots, for supporting my video. Well, back to the case. Like Maria, Angelina was also invited to this party, which was to be held at a luxury hotel in Dubai. However, Angelina declined the invitation, and Maria ended up going alone. The two friends had planned to go to Thailand together on March 11th, but when the date arrived, Maria didn't show up. That's when family and friends realized something was seriously wrong and contacted the authorities. According to sources, since her flights were already booked, Angelina went to Thailand and then to Russia. The two friends had planned to spend a few days together in Thailand, after which Maria would return to her home in Norway, where she had been living recently. Anna Kovalchuk also lives in Norway, and as soon as she heard about her daughter, she took the first flight to Dubai. Anna also reached out to the Ukrainian consulate in Dubai and received full support from Consul Alexei Lyashenko. During the investigation, Dubai police quickly stated that all indications suggested Maria had entered a restricted construction site alone and fallen from a considerable height. They said this was the initial theory, but everything pointed to it. Maria's family and friends do not believe this. Ukrainian authorities also reject this theory. On March 29th, the Lviv police in Ukraine, Maria's hometown, launched a parallel investigation to the one in Dubai. They suspect Maria may have been the victim of a violent crime. According to a Ukrainian news portal, an anonymous hospital source claimed Maria had bruises inconsistent with a fall and that she had been the victim of forced relations. There are even disturbing unconfirmed reports that her teeth were pulled out. For Ukrainian police, it's highly likely that Maria was lured to the party under false pretenses and then subjected to horrific things. Russian lawyer Katya Gordon stated that Maria was found almost dead after a party with Arab sheikhs, raising speculations about the nature of the event. These speculations intensified after Maria Kovalchuk's case became public knowledge. Many people began to associate what happened to her with the so-called porta potty parties in Dubai, where women are allegedly paid to perform degrading fantasies for wealthy and powerful men. According to sources, these parties have been taking place in Dubai for decades, completely under the radar. The venues chosen for these events are typically luxury hotels or well-guarded mansions. In the past, before social media, women were recruited for these parties through agents sent to all corners of the world. These agents were financed by wealthy and powerful men who would give them instructions on the type of woman they preferred, whether she was blonde, brunette, Asian, etc. Typically, the agents would approach aspiring models or those early in their careers, offering generous rewards. Back then, to make it easier, they would contact modeling agencies and request their catalogs. They would claim to represent a famous brand and say they were interested in a specific type of woman for a photo shoot. Once a suitable woman was found, they would make the offer. In addition to rewards, the agents also made big promises to these women, claiming they had connections with influential people who could help advance their modeling careers. Sometimes they would even claim that some of these influential people would be at the party and the women could meet them in person and make valuable connections. When the women accepted the offer, a confidentiality contract was presented for them to sign. This contract had specific clauses outlining what they could and couldn't do, how they should behave, and most importantly, not to tell anyone about what happened at the party, let alone who attended. Just these clauses give an idea of the bizarre things that happen in these places. With the rise of the internet and social media, the process of recruiting women for these parties became much easier. Today, most approaches happen through the internet. Instagram, for example, works as a kind of catalog for recruitment agents. When you browse this social network, in just a few minutes, you come across numerous profiles of young and beautiful women displaying their bodies, something that attracts the agents. In the past, recruiters had to fly thousands of miles to find women that matched their boss's preferences. But today, with a small electronic device that fits in your hand, these recruiters can approach hundreds of women without ever leaving their spot. They just need to find the right profile and make the right offer. They typically use open profiles that appear trustworthy. Some are even verified and have a decent number of followers. There are two types of profiles. One is from a supposed company, with posts related to fashion or something similar. The other is more personal, often from an attractive man with several photos taken in different places around the world to show that he has money and can go wherever he wants. This profile usually features a lot of photos showcasing luxury travels, clothes, and cars. This is done to grab attention and play with the psychology of the woman they're targeting. Once the woman accepts the offer, the procedure remains the same. A confidentiality contract is given for her to sign. In addition to the financial reward and the opportunity to meet influential people at the party for good networking, the recruiters also promise that all travel, accommodation, and food expenses will be covered. By the time these women arrive in Dubai, the chance to back out is usually almost non-existent. In summary, many of them can no longer go back if they want to. There are reports ranging from recruiters withholding passports to private imprisonment. It's a dream that quickly turns into a nightmare. The amounts offered to these women are uncertain, as, based on my research, depending on the men's interest in the woman, they may offer more money to those they find more appealing. One source I came across mentioned that the amounts can range from $10,000 to $100,000 for a single night. A night in which the woman becomes a complete object in the hands of these men. The accounts I found about what happens at these parties are among the most absurd and bizarre you could ever imagine. The things that happen at these parties range from making the person eat disgusting things to even having their teeth removed. There have even been reports involving animals, things I can't describe here, and even if I could, it wouldn't be appropriate. There are rumors that many models and actresses participated in these parties early in their careers, before they became famous. Many women don't report these parties to the authorities out of fear. Prostitution in Dubai is considered a serious crime, with penalties reaching up to 5 years in prison and a fine. Despite this, the practice is widely reported as common, with authorities often turning a blind eye when activities are kept discreet. These activities take place in five-star hotel bars, nightclubs, spas disguised as brothels, and prostitution areas like Deira and Bur Dubai. There are even reports of open-air brothels in the desert. There is also a hierarchy based on skin color, with lighter-skinned women working in upscale locations and darker-skinned women in low-income areas, like alleys and streets. But despite this blind eye, if a woman goes to the authorities claiming she was paid to satisfy men at a party, she will obviously be arrested, even if she was a victim of violent acts. Furthermore, the people behind these parties are rich and powerful, and according to reports, some members of the UAE royal family are involved in this. It's the kind of thing you see in movies, but it's very real. Even though everything points to Maria Kovalchuk being the victim of a crime tied to these parties, the Dubai authorities continue to insist that she was a victim of an accident. They just can't explain where she was in the 10 days since her disappearance, because if she really suffered an accident and stayed in that condition for over a week without being seen, it would be highly unlikely for her to survive. They also can't explain how she ended up on a road in the middle of nowhere, considering her severe injuries made her unable to walk. A person responsible for organizing the party contacted Maria's mother and said that Maria didn't show up at the party at the scheduled time. This person claimed that Maria disappeared before reaching the hotel where the event took place, and that they had no connection to what happened to her. However, there are reports from people who were at the hotel on the day of the party saying they saw Maria at the location. These people also claim to have seen many young, beautiful women accompanied by two men speaking a mix of English and Arabic. It seems the party organizers are trying to distance themselves from any connection to Maria on the day she disappeared. Angelina Doroshenkova, Maria's friend who was with her in Dubai, gave an interview on April 7th, stating that Maria had improved significantly since being admitted in critical condition. Maria was still unconscious, but her family expressed optimism about her recovery. The young woman remained hospitalized in Dubai under intensive care. On April 10th, Maria's family confirmed she had come out of the coma and was conscious. However, she was still unable to speak, which prevented her from providing details about what happened. The young woman showed significant improvement and her life is no longer at risk, but according to doctors, she will face a long rehabilitation process due to her severe injuries. According to the doctors, it is highly likely that she will suffer permanent impairments. On April 17th, Hyori Tiki, the spokesperson for the Ukrainian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, informed that Maria is still receiving treatment and rehabilitation in a hospital in Dubai. He stated that all the surgeries she underwent were successful, and soon she will undergo other less complex procedures. The Ukrainian consulate is providing full support to Maria and her family, offering assistance with a police interpreter, accommodation, food, and logistics. According to sources, Anna Kovalchuk still fears for her daughter's safety. She believes that despite Maria receiving all the necessary treatment in an excellent hospital in Dubai, someone may still come after her with the intention of silencing her forever. However, transferring Maria to a hospital in another country is not feasible at this moment due to her health condition. Maria's family does not believe the version of events given by the Dubai police. They believe Maria tried to escape from clients who were assaulting her, possibly during the party she had mentioned. In the process, she must have been captured, and her attackers left her in that condition and abandoned her on some random road. The case of Maria Kovalchuk remains shrouded in mystery, with the official version from the Dubai police claiming she suffered an accident, a version that contradicts the suspicions of her family and Ukrainian authorities, who believe she was the victim of a violent crime, possibly human trafficking. Her recovery is a positive development, but the exact circumstances surrounding her injuries remain unclear. There are concerns that Maria may not remember the events due to the physical and psychological trauma, but this will only be confirmed once she begins to speak. The Ukrainian investigation is ongoing, and no suspects have been identified so far. The lack of suspects and the difficulty in collaboration between the two countries complicates the situation. Additionally, Dubai's image as a safe city is at stake, which may be influencing the official narrative. Maria Kovalchuk's case leaves us with more questions than answers. Was she a victim of an exploitation scheme, as her family claims? Or did she really suffer an accident, as the Dubai police say? What's clear is that this story exposes the dangers young people face when seeking opportunities abroad. Dubai, with its glitz and luxury, also has a dark side that we cannot ignore. But now I want to know your opinion. What do you think really happened to Maria? Was it an accident or a crime? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and share this video so more people can hear this story. It will really help my work. And don't waste any time. Download Scatter Slots now and get 12 million coins in bonus. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen. It's free and the fun is guaranteed. Let's spin and win together. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next video.